Hello, my name is Dave and welcome to Fore Golf. If you are new here, I make golf videos in Perth, Western Australia and sometimes further afield. Now, I've been using the Rapsodo launch monitor for a year now, and I get asked questions in the comments all the time of, is it good? Was it worth the investment? So I thought I'd put a little video together to kind of answer all of those questions. One of the other reasons I do this is because since I purchased and started using the device, they've actually added quite a bit to it in terms of integrations and also some metrics that it tracks, most crucially, club path and angle of attack. Now for me, the club path in particular was one thing that was really missing from this device. So I'm actually really keen to see if I can test that out and get some accurate information from it as well. Well, as accurate as I can based on how it feels and the fact that I've got nothing else to compare it to. Rapsodo themselves, and I think testing that other people have done, have put this pretty comparable to some of the other radar devices that track that. And so I'm hopeful that it's going to feel pretty good. But anyway, as we go, if you do enjoy the video, please hit that subscribe. There's plenty more content coming on the Rapsodo as well as out on course as well. So one thing that you do need to make sure is that your Rapsodo is updated with the latest firmware, as well as the software is the latest on whatever it is that you're running. I run it on an iPad, so I ran into a little bit of a problem at first because it didn't pick it up because I hadn't actually updated the firmware on the Rapsodo itself. So anyway, let's get into how you make sure that it tracks this. And it comes down to one key element really for the club path and the angle of attack. So both of the new things. So as you can see here, basically when you load up a range session, and can I just add, this actually makes the range session way more powerful for me. I used to use the range in Awesome Golf, a third-party add-on for this, but now I'm going to use this a lot more. The first screen you're going to get is the alignment screen, and that is pretty much as normal, right? So you're just making sure that it's within the view there. I'll get my legs out of the way so you can see, and if I move the ball around, I'm then putting it somewhere in the box there so that you know it's in the right area for it to detect the shot. If I press on that and advance, this is new, right? So this level reading, I do my very best to get this at the same height that I'm hitting it from. And that's what's really important for it to pick up accurate results. Now, as you can see from this, I've got a level reading of 0.1 of a degree, I guess. I don't know, there's no other metric there. Anyway, it's in the green zone. So for me, that means it's good to go. I guess if it wasn't, it wouldn't read the angle of attack necessarily correctly and could give you some freaky readings from there. The last one, and this is a new one, and I will move right out the way for this one, you have two areas now that you need to be aware of. You have the shot data area and the club data area. Now, I know from where I used to hit this from, this has changed it slightly because I haven't moved my Rapsodo, that's in exactly the same place. But now, if I want to actually pick up the club data, I need data, I always struggle with that one. I need to make sure it's actually up in that top right-hand corner. So if I do move that, now I need to make sure that that ball is basically up here. Now, you can't see down here, but I'm not kidding, that's that much further forward. And I actually was a bit worried at first that it was going to limit how much I could hit because of where the top of the screen is, but it's completely fine, even with my chicken wing. Anyway, that is all in the right spot. I've marked down there where that needs to be. So let's hit a few shots and see how accurate it is. Okay, so we're just going to start with, I think I'll just start with an 8-iron. As you can see, all of the different stats that I've got there, critically, I have added in club path and attack angle. I've put them next to each other as well. We will see the other stats like apex and launch angle and all of those kind of things and see if they kind of correlate. And as well as I can, I'll try and hit some different sort of shapes. I mean, I do hit different shapes, but not normally on command. But we'll see if they kind of correlate. So to start with, we'll just go with a stock sort of shot, which for me is either a block or a pull hook. It felt really thin. So, has it picked up the club path? It has. A 0.2, so a plus 0.2. So if you're not familiar, a plus reading means that you've gone inside to out, so typically promoting that draw kind of shape, and a negative means that you've come over the top. and maybe promoting a left to right sort of shape. That in itself flew actually pretty straight, but to be honest, it wasn't the best swing. It was very thin. See the launch angle at 12.7 and the apex of 14 meters for an 8-iron. It's not really a fair test, so let's hit a better one. All right, so again, just making sure I've got it in the same sort of area. I appreciate it, sorry you can't see that, but it's just trying to get an angle that does both, no good. So let's get a better swing. Much better. Felt like a little draw. It's gone actually pretty straight. So I've got a club path of 1.2, so 1.2 from the inside, 6.5 degree down attack angle, which with an 8-iron is it's probably a bit steep, but I do also have a tendency to get quite steep. Launch angle 20 degrees, apex of 28 meters, and spin rate of 7,500. I would say that's about right. How far did it go? It went, carried 135, total of 138. That's almost spot on for an 8-iron for me. Let's see if we can hit a slightly different shot. Let's try and hit a draw. All right, so to hit that draw, I just need to make sure I'm turning the hands over a little bit more. I'm swinging out to the right anyway. That's what the club path is telling me. So if I just shut the face a little bit more, it should draw. Yeah, yep. Maybe got that a little bit too much handsy. Shot type of LD, which I can only, it must be just legendary draw. That can all it can be. Club path much more on the inside, 2.2 degrees on the inside. Attack angle a little bit shallower, which we would expect if you're coming in from the inside more. Launch angle was low, apex was low, but it went a lot further. Draws always go further. Right, we'll try and go completely the opposite this time. I'm going to try and hit a massive slice. Shouldn't be an issue. So for this one, if I've done it right, should be a negative in the club path, probably a bit steeper on the attack angle, and we should see that shape left to right. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. So there it goes, left to right. Negative 6.8, so again, I did really exaggerate that one. Attack angle was steeper, 9.2, and distance, it's gone shorter as well. So it's scientifically proven, draws go further than fades. Hooks go further than slices. Let's see if we can have a bit of fun with this. I'm going to try and play some different sort of shots. We talk about the windows, the tiger windows, sort of like 3x3 grid. We're going to see if we can hit all of those shots with an 8-iron. So we'll try and just hit a straight one first. Straight, normal flight, mid-flight. Okay, bit tuggy. The flight itself was pretty straight. Club path -1, so maybe a little bit of a hangover of that last hook, slice that I was trying to play. But launch angle of 18, apex of 26. Let's try and hit the fade now, because I really want to get them out of the way. So a normal fade. Oh, come on, turn. It is turning. 3.2 on the inside. So I must have kept the face shut. That's the only explanation for that. All right, let's stop trying to hit those. That shot shape, that did fade a little bit. It's kind of a fade. A fade should start left of target and go back to target. That tried. Trying it to draw. So much more from the inside, but we still want to release the club. Oh, feels good. Oh man, really shut the face on it. Where's that club path? 4.3 on the inside. But again, I'm kind of trying to demonstrate, is this accurate or not? I really tried to get on the inside of that one, and the numbers prove that I did. Very shallow attack angle as well, 4 degrees, and that's probably what's helped it go 140 still. Right, so let's try and hit the 3 higher ones now. So these have all gone in and around the sort of like 27 to 29 range. Let's see if we can hit it a bit higher than that. High straight one first of all. So to do that, I'm just going to put the ball slightly further ahead in my stance. Felt higher, 31. And do you know what? I'm going to call that a win. That is a high straight flight. Club path was 3.2 on the outside, so lucked out, I think. All right, let's try and, as we're on that roll, let's try and hit the high fade. So we've got that back right pin, or maybe a front right pin. You've got to bring it in over a bunker. You want to get it up high, landing soft, ripping back next to the hole. 3-putt bogey. Oh, it's actually straighter than the other one, but it's definitely fading. 4.2 on the inside. Gone a bit further. Yeah, I'm on the left-hand side of the green. I've got a long putt, but it's fine. It's still 3-putt from there. All right, let's go for the high draw. The shot that, honestly, in golf looks the best, the Rory. Big, towering high draw. You'll have to imagine that. Get on the inside. Get club out here. Let it all go. That is not a high draw. That's gross. Let's just, yeah, we'll say that that one was not successful. In all honesty though, I'm not expecting to hit all of these, right? I'm not a professional golfer. I'm like a 12 handicap at the moment. So this does highlight as well what shots you've got and what shots you don't got. I'm sure I could make that more catchy. Tells me that if I'm trying to play a high draw, I should probably not. Right, let's go for the low ones. So let's say we had that kind of 27 to 29 sort of range when they were normal. That one was an awful shot, so I can't judge that one. But the other two did fly a little bit higher. Let's try and hit them a little bit lower. Maybe we've got wind into this time. I want to take a little bit of that effect out of the ball. So the way I do that, might not be right. So I just try and sort, like, there's two things that make the ball go high, right? Speed and loft. The loft hasn't changed, so we just need to swing a little bit smoother, maybe saw off the finish a little bit, and that should make the ball fly a little bit lower. Go for the straight one first. Apex at 21 metres, club path -1.6, attack angle 8. It's gone out to like 127, but say we're talking about keeping that under the wind, and that's a win. That's a low straight shot. Right, so the last two, I already know which one's going to be the hardest, because as we saw with the draw, if you're trying to hit a high draw, it's very difficult to get the height in comparison with the inside takeaway. So I think the low fade is going to be the more difficult one. So for this scenario, maybe it's you put yourself in some trouble. You're either in the trees, right or left, and now we've got to kind of play a low one to get ourselves back in play. So let's try the draw first, low draw, which to be honest is just what I did last time. So I'm gonna channel all of that stuff. We're gonna try and just saw off the finish, but shut the face. Oh, it's a low hook. That's what that is. Very low hook. Told you I've got that one in the bag. That might still be in the trees though. All right, last one, arguably the hardest. The low fade. So let's just see if we can get a good one. Negative club path, shallower attack angle, or slightly shallower. It'd be more steep than that. Starting straight, moving right. I think we got it. Oh, it's a bit higher though. 20 metres though, it's pretty low. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's got out of the trees. That's back on the fairway from the right. Pretty damn good. For these additional metrics, I have tried it in some of the other third-party apps. It says that it should work, but I haven't been able to get Awesome Golf or E6. Far out. I never use it. That's why I can't remember. I haven't been able to get either of them to register the club path and angle of attack. Maybe that's something I'm doing wrong. I've tried to update the Awesome Golf and E6 as well. It still hasn't done it. So, but overall, a year on, I'm very happy with it. There is a referral link. I'll put it in the description if you are considering buying one of these as well. It's a very good tool. Overall, for the price that you pay, It's like $1,000 in Australia for the first year, and then it's a $300 membership after that. It's comparable to, and indeed exceeds some of the others in its class. No, it's not as good as some that are in the next tier, but they cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Some of them don't have any ongoing subscriptions, but it's a long time for me to get to what the cost of one of those is with the initial outlay of this unit. And we're not even comparing it to the Fore sites and the TrackMans because they're tens of thousands of dollars. So if you're looking for a home simulator launch monitor, the Rapsodo for me is one of the best that we have out there. There are others that I would love to test, put it up side by side, see exactly how accurate it is. But for now, I'm sticking with this. As I say, there is a link in the description if you're considering purchasing one of these as well. If you have enjoyed the video today, thank you very much. And also consider subscribing to the channel. My name is Dave, this is Fore Golf. This was 1 year on with Rapsodo. I'll see you next time.